everyone, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. This is my first video on social issues that I intend to speak about. So the first one that I'm going to address is that of incest. And incest is said to be sexual activity between family members or close relatives, right? So incest is something that we have been dealing with as a people from the beginning of time. I think it's not being addressed enough, but more persons are becoming aware of it. When we talk about sexual relationships between family members, it can be mother having sex with son, or father having sex with daughter, or mother having sex with daughter, father having sex with his son, which is extremely sad. Or his uncle, can be an uncle, can be an aunt, can be a can be a grandparent as well. So it can be a brother having sex with his sister. But the most common of all, based on my research, is that of the stepfather and the stepdaughter. I remember a young lady who was living with her stepfather, and she said that her father was molesting her. Now, oftentimes when a child, she was about 14 years old at the time, but oftentimes when a child say that they are being molested by their parents or anyone, it is not readily accepted. But I believe that this situation was real. Would see where the stepfather would be touching her inappropriately, but he did it in such a manner that it would appear as though he was just simply playing around. But as I said, I think that made it obvious that he was doing some things that he was not supposed to do. It is something very real, and it's something that a lot of young people have to be dealing with. It is said that one of the things that encourages this type of relationship is father-daughter nudity. So this is where the child is allowed to walk around in maybe just a panty and a bra, or they dress very skimpily, maybe a little short. Another thing that is encourages this type of activity is when the father and the mother, they're not getting along well. So the father's emotional needs are not being met, and so he tries to seek it out, to obtain it through engaging in activities with the daughter. Another thing that was highlighted is that of power. It's as if they get some sort of power by engaging in such activities with these vulnerable groups. A lot of these young people face this issue for a number of years. Some of them don't escape it until they become an adult and they're able to go on their own. You'll find that a person who may or a child who may experience incest on a one-time basis, it doesn't really impact them as a child who has been experiencing it for many years. A person who is a victim of incest normally blame themselves, and it is very, very sad to know that they were mere victims of the situation and they begin to blame themselves, because this is what the perpetrator does, is that they do it in such a manner that would cause the victim to believe that they are the reason for this. And a lot of victims stay quiet because the perpetrator threatens them. Another thing that the victims struggle with is that of loyalty. They said that for the boys, they're more focused on their ability to perform the sexual act. For most boys, but for the girls, they are focused on keeping the family unit together. So they are concerned about how the perpetrator feels. A lot of times, though, family members become aware of this issue, and instead of reporting it, they cover it up. They don't want it to look bad on their family. Or the mother doesn't want to lose the income that she's getting from the father. guidance counselors, social workers. It's very imperative, very important that you pay attention to the behavioral changes in our young people. Because oftentimes when a child is experiencing trauma, is experiencing abuse, it shows up in their behavior. Sometimes they become withdrawn or they become very disruptive or disrespectful. Don't just take it lightly. Don't just ignore it, especially if the child is very disrespectful or disruptive and they weren't like that. Don't just say that, oh, that child is getting big and because they are now sexually active while they are like this. No. Sometimes you're just angry. Let us try to be less judgmental of our young people, because a lot of them are struggling. In your own way, try to speak to these young people and encourage them. If you find out that they are being abused, encourage them to make a report, or make a report yourself. But don't just tear them down. Don't. We need to be there for our young people in particular. We need to be there. A lot of them, they don't value their bodies after a while, and this oftentimes or sometimes lead to them becoming prostitutes. Don't be quick to judge these people. You don't know their story, and chances are if you were in their position, you'd be doing the same thing. Help them. Seek to build others up. I was going to say before you tear them down, but don't tear them down any at all. And let us, more than ever, try to fight incest. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, bye.